the studio with my boys on the ones and twos. See that rhyming Knocker's throwing stuff. Knocker rocking out before the show.
Ozzy
Black
style,
Sabbath,
baby.
Going crazy. We'll post that. I'm going to post that video.
I can rock that song, bro.
You did rock that song.
I can rock that song,
man.
G.
You did. That was your karaoke song right there. Seriously, I give you major props because you killed that song. I have to ask you right now.
Yeah.
Because I just saw you pour that glass.
Right.
Was that all vodka?
Yes.
Oh, my God. It's going to be one of those shows, folks. From just like I said before, it's going to be one of those shows. It really is. My God, Knocker.
I'm in
good
the mood.
over there, Renee?
I am in a mood.
Doing good, yep.
You all right? You're fiddling with nipples. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right, baby. I'm just making sure the board's all good. You know, we all sound good.
I have a lot of some good cookies, some good stuff over here for me and Renee. So it's gonna Renee's gonna be on cloud 9 tonight. If he hasn't every other show.
I don't have my sound effects again tonight because I don't know why.
No, it's okay.
Are you spending
you will
the
have
night?
them New Year, Renee.
Oh, that's true.
There will be a TV there set up, and you will have a new laptop to go up there, and with your sound effects.
Play the Hallelujah sound drop.
We will have that all going for you. Get my sound up because I think he's turned it down. Here we go.
Is your mic going limp or what? Yeah, trouble holding your mic up?
Yeah. It makes it easier when you lean back like this. Did you break your mic again?
You know Cholo style?
I was just adjusting
You are
it.
Cholo. He's got, and if everybody's not watching Renee, well, you can't watch Renee because we don't put him on camera.
He's got his Christmas hat on, man.
He doesn't have just his Christmas hat. He has the Cousin Eddie hat on, which is fantastic. It's right in front of Knocker.
Don't move my camera. It's not that important.
It's not that. Come on, it's Christmas.
It's not important that you cut me off.
So next year, I want to dress up like a Cholo every show, right? And I'm going to do Cholo in a baseball minute. Baseball minute. Hey, today in baseball, the Dodgers, they didn't do shit, Holmes. They lost again.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I'm going to get you, for that hat, I'm going to get you matching little schoolboy overalls like Angus.
Oh, there you go.
Like Angus and AC/DC?
Yeah.
You come in and you're going to rock it out like that. You're going to get to pounding the bass. You're going to be,
Yeah. I'll wear it. I'll totally sport it.
That was definitely not caught.
Yeah, that's what I'll be saying.
Sporting that.
Slapping the bass.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
Just all for the folks at home. All right, guys.
I'm curious about one thing.
Yeah, I'm sure this could get interesting. What's Knocker curious about?
Well,
Tweet
why is it when we announce that, hey, we're doing a show Wednesday, or hey, join our Dan Burlington or whatever, and maybe 2 retweets, right? Mm-hmm. We get 2 cheerleaders on here, and just Twitter has just blown up for an entire week.
Knocker, as much as I
Just
think you're a good-looking man and you have great hair, you don't have tits or a really nice ass. That's all I got to say.
Bobby! That is true.
Wow.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. He was disappointed. He's like, I wanted some sound effects, so I loaded some up.
Yeah. But sometimes it's a good thing because, what we do pregame over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just chill back.
Yeah, he's got a chill zone. He's got a chill zone.
If you hear snoring.
We're going to have a good
Sorry
show.
I asked,
we don't
by the
know
way.
when this show's going to end today. It's just going to end whenever we feel like it's ending. We've got a lot
run
going
out
on.
of beer.
Yeah, we're going to talk some NFL, obviously. Got a big weekend of football. Knocker, a lot of big games last week. I got a big rant against the NFL and the Patriots. Yes, I'm going to go off on them today because I'm fucking sick of what is a catch. I'm done with it, Knocker. I've got something to say about it.
I'm pretty pissed off, too.
I'm
For
not
you
only
people who
pissed off
called
that I
me
lost a lot of
stupid.
money. Lost a lot of money on that shit.
Right.
Pissed off, Knock.
I understand.
Legitimately, yeah.
I understand. They've been the benefit of quite a few sketchy things.
Pissing me off.
In
Not
their
sure.
history.
Talk about that. Going to talk about your Rams.
My
wow.
Rams, baby. That's right.
You talk about a new player in the NFC West right now. Is it dynasty over in Seattle? We'll talk about that. Panthers, some stuff going on. Not only some good stuff on the field, but off the field with their owners. Some really bad stuff going on. Looks like he's going to be selling the team due to some inappropriate comments he made towards some females and just some weird stuff again by some rich old white dudes. You know those crazy rich old white dudes, man. Crazy stuff. We got Jerry Jones, Knocker. This video is great. I don't think you've seen it. It just came out earlier today, posted on the website, sportscastlife.com. Jerry Jones went up to some Raiders fans during the Raiders-Cowboys game.
No, he didn't.
And he straight up, the Raiders fans just like, fuck you, Jerry. And Jerry's just a player, man. He just walks up like he doesn't even hear it. I don't know if it's because he's old.
Right,
He
probably doesn't.
He probably just turned
Turn
down
it
the
down.
volume, right? But he just acts so chill. And I got to give Jerry credit for just being like,
But you know what? I think
do,
as
man.
odd as he is,
Yeah.
seriously, as odd as Jerry Jones is sometimes, and what I think he gets it. I think he knows they really don't hate him. It's just part of the aura and part of the black hole, and he's just gonna play it off like, yeah, okay, man, whatever. I'm rich, you're not.
Yeah, like it's like fucking badass. We won because your quarterback fumbled out of the end zone, and we'll take it.
My quarterback's not stupid, and
Get
yours
to
made a stupid play.
my final power rankings of the year, Knocker. These will be the final ones,
All
and
right.
the 5 teams that I have in my top 5, Knocker, are the teams right now as we speak. As we go now, as this podcast is recorded, who I think have the best chance to win the Super Bowl. So I'll give you those. Look at the playoff picture a little bit. Lots going on in Shot of the Week. I'm sure you've got a full plate full. I've got a full plate. I've got some good stuff bringing you. Phil Kessel might be my new favorite player in hockey, Knocker. Guy is fantastic. Not only does he have a grandma that chugs champagne out of a Stanley Cup, and, he also made a little girl's dream over the weekend or Christmas list. So we'll talk about that. The biggest joint rolled in the history of the world.
I don't know.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah?
We're going to get to that. Never
Very
trust
nice.
a guy that eats a hot dog with a spoon. We're going to get to that later in the show.
A spoon?
Yes, Knocker. This video broke today. Again, you can follow us on Instagram. I've been doing a lot with our Instagram lately, a lot of videos and stuff. You noticed that,
you
Renee?
have. Yeah, you've been on it.
Go on our Sportscast. Just go Sportscast on Instagram. It's really good stuff putting out there because you had a bad day. Dude, Charlie Villanueva, ex-NBA player, last play, I think, with the Magic Pistons right there. He got his house burglarized, and they stole something that you wouldn't think would be stolen out of a house, Knocker. Have you heard this story?
No.
Oh.
And Renee?
No, I haven't.
I said Renee has 7 out of 10 of his tweets. He's about 70%.
Right.
He had one of those 7s today.
Is that
We'll
right?
get to that later in the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a little
All right.
props because it was good stuff, Renee.
Well, thank you.
Made me chuckle in my chair at work
All
for
right.
a good 2 minutes. It was really good. Drunk of the week, Knocker. Panthers fan. Knocker and Bills Mafia. I think someone died this weekend.
Right, probably.
I think that kid died, and we're going to get to him later in the show. Also, I want to get to our top. We're going to close out 2017. This will be our last podcast till we'll do the show that Wednesday in the new year, coming up in 2018. This will be our last show. We're going to talk about the top stories in 2017, kind of brisk over them, kind of how we end up the show usually with, rapid fire or Wild World of Sports. We're kind of going to flip it this week and just, give our, good couple minutes of our final thoughts on a big. There's some big. 2017 was crazy. There was good stuff, but a lot of just from
Crazy
athletes to singers dying, to artists dying, to tragic events, to worldwide
Huge highs and lows.
Just craziness.
Huge highs and lows, for sure.
And Knocker, finally, did you see the video before we get into all the sports stuff of the UFO that UFO video they just released? Renee, did you see that? The one at San Diego pilot?
I did.
Did you see that, Knock?
No.
I gotta pull
Dude.
that up in the show, dude.
This is, you know what, dude?
Yeah, but you're like that late night Twitter vodka guy. You don't act like you're not on social media.
Dude, I'm watching porn. Okay, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Dude, that's gonna come back to
just
get
kidding.
you. But seriously, did you see that video, Renee?
I feel like I did.
I'm telling you, man.
They're out there.
Are you
Firm
right now? You're a believer?
Always have been.
Always have.
Yeah. There's just too many of
Do
them.
you think that we're in communication with them right now, or some form of the government is?
It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if I can say yes or no, but if
No,
the answer,
tell me. What do you think?
I think somewhere, somehow, some sort of communication has been made somewhere, somehow.
Between a
yeah.
human and an
Maybe
alien.
not a conversation, but an acknowledgement that the other two that
exist.
That we know you're there and we know you're there. Yeah,
Do you think
somewhere.
do you
Even
think
if it's
before
just
you
one.
die,
Even if it's just one ping, Vasily. One ping.
do you think you'll die before you find that out?
Of course. Yes.
Renee, what are your final thoughts? Because I saw that video,
I only
and
got
the
about-
pilots are sitting there like, this is crazy shit. There's 130 mile an hour winds, and this thing's doing like 800. This thing's going fast. That's just not fake. That's not fake. That's
Astronauts
real.
have seen them. There's just too many of them that can't be explained
Renee, you think
away.
they're real?
You know what?
Because it's really made me think the last few days. Since I saw a video, I'm like, fuck, man.
It would be naive to think that we are the only living species out in the galaxy, right? Here on Earth, on another star, whatever planet that's out there. There's some sort of form of living organism or being, for that matter. You don't know. I've never seen a UFO personally.
Neither have I.
In person, right? In real life. But I do believe that there is something out there, yes.
Yep.
Now, I think it'll take me a lot to believe that.
As X-Files says, there's something out there.
Right, there is something out there. But whether it's this or that, sure, I'm sure that there are UFOs out there. But if there are,
I just feel bad for
if
those
they
people
want to
that
like
get anal
abduct a lot of
probed, man.
people, I always think like, how come they don't go over like a big, huge NFL stadium and just start zapping people?
Well, because
You know what
then
I
it'd
mean?
be obvious that they're there. They're going to Iowa cornfields.
Well, that's
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, right.
They're
shit.
plucking people out of the air.
what was that movie?
That's
Science,
funny.
right?
At least I'm not married to the biggest
with
horse's
Signs.
ass in 3 counties.
Yeah, that movie Signs with Mel Gibson where they're afraid of water. You throw water on it, and the
Right.
guy gets a bat. Swing for the fences. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
My God. All right, guys. Call the show 626-208-9040. Renee's on the phones. They will be open. We'll love to hear your calls. I know Murph said he might be calling in, Knocker, because I told him I've got some shit to say about his Patriots.
For sure.
I mean, I really do. That shit pissed me off this week. Again, tweet Knocker at Bud Knocker, Renee at Innerbeans1, and me at Real Josh Pacheco. Knocker will be checking the tweets as they go through. Again, 626-208-9040. And again, guys, before you start the new year, give a present and spread. When you go to your family parties, tell everyone about the SPORTSCAST.
Do so.
Just be like, you know what? This is really, you guys get a pod. You know, everyone has podcasts, right? Everyone's got their iPhone, your cousins, nephews, everyone does. It's like, guys, you guys like sports? You want to laugh a little bit? Good 2 hours of some fun? Let's download the SportsCast. Leave
Just
a
take
review,
your mind,
rate the
take your
show.
mind off
iTunes,
the world for a minute.
iTunes, YouTube,
On your
Instagram,
drive home.
everywhere.
You guys that are stuck in traffic, perfect thing to listen
Speaking
to.
of stuck in traffic,
Here's
we have
Cam, the man stuck in
Speaking
traffic.
of stuck in traffic.
What's going on, Cam?
What's going on? I am stuck in traffic.
Dude, Knocker, it
It's
took
nice.
Knocker literally 2 hours to get home today.
29 miles, 2
Oh.
hours.
Oh, God.
I'm
Oh,
not-
well, I'm just leaving now, so I probably might be home tomorrow.
Well, I'm glad you called because I know you had actually a good topic. Cam tweeted me earlier, Knocker, and said he wanted to talk a little bit of NBA because of Kobe and his retiring of his
Oh, my
jersey with the
God.
Lakers.
I don't even want to get
But,
in.
here's the thing.
Don't-
Here's the thing, Knocker.
Shut
it
up.
wasn't even about Kobe. That's
It's
the thing.
always about Kobe. It's about nobody else but Kobe. They didn't
can you
even
grab a picture
acknowledge
of Kobe
the
for me? I
legends
don't think
in
I
the
have one
crowd.
today.
They
Can
didn't
you grab a
acknowledge Bill
picture?
Russell or the other legends sitting in the crowd. It's all about Kobe. And then he whacks off and leaves early. He's got a freaking babysitter and he jets out at halftime. What a dick.
No, he got out after the fourth quarter. You're going to diss him right.
Whatever.
Oh, man. Wow, Knock, you don't even want any part of this.
No.
Okay, well, I think it's a good conversation because you're going to give a really good perspective because all these lists are coming out now, top 10 ever in the NBA, especially with Kobe's name being brought up. And Cam was wondering, just because he thinks a lot of these lists are bullshit, and he wanted to call out a couple of them.
Okay.
And so, Cam, I'm going to give you the floor here because, well, Knocker, I'm going to throw it to you. So think about kind of your top 5, maybe-ish, top 10, okay, NBA players ever. Because Cam wanted to talk about this. I think it's a good subject to bring up here, especially with Kobe getting inducted into the Lakers Ring of Fame. So, Cam, you have the floor.
Okay, well, I wanted to. So the thing that I've been looking at with all these NBA lists, and the thing that always makes me laugh, is that people have Bill Russell in the top 10 all time, right? So everyone has Bill Russell. God, just fuck, man. Sorry, I'm stuck right now. So people have Bill Russell all time in the top 10.
That's how
I was stuck behind 2 idiots.
So great during an
So-
interview. Just fuck, man.
Welcome to California, everybody.
Go ahead.
So people have Bill Russell in the top 10 all time, and it got me to thinking, like, why is Bill Russell considered a top 10 player all time?
11
When
rings.
I don't even think he's a top 5 center of all time, no Knocker.
It's a team sport.
I
Man.
know.
11 rings are 11 rings are 11
I'm looking
rings.
at the top 25 point getters. He's not even in the top 25 all time of points.
He wasn't a
But
shooter.
here's the thing. If you're going to go with the rings, Knocker, then how come Eli Manning isn't considered the greatest Giants quarterback of all time?
Who
Like,
is?
rings aren't the whole story.
Well, no, I agree with you.
I don't. I was looking at Basketball Reference, and let's just throw this up here. I got my little sticky notes on my wheel. So
L.A.
I got
style.
little sticky notes.
Oh, God, so good.
Bill Russell's
Why are
career
they sticky?
he averaged 15 points, 20 rebounds, shot 44%, added 163 win shares, and had an 18.9 player efficiency rating. Shaq, meanwhile, had 23, averaged 10 rebounds, shot 59%, 26% player efficiency rating, had 182 win shares. Wilt averaged 30 and 22, 54% shooting, 26 per, 250 win shares. Hakeem, 21, 11, shot 51%, averaged 24 per, and had like 180. So my point was, if you go over the raw numbers, Bill Russell really isn't that good. I don't understand why, but I don't get it, Knocker. Like, what did he do besides the 11 rings?
And Knocker,
I'll make this argument. I'll make this argument with you, Knocker. I really don't think you can disagree. So we measure all these legacy players by what they add to the game. So I could say that Shaq was the most dominant player of all time. He literally could not be stopped by anybody. Wilt was known for his 100-point game and putting up absolutely monster numbers. Hakeem added the dream shake, which a lot of players have added to their game. Kareem added the sky hook, which was a move we've never seen, arguably the most dominant in NBA history. I could say Moses Malone was probably the best rebounder we've ever seen besides Dennis Rodman. And then I looked at David Robinson, too, whose numbers compared to Bill Russell, and he was the start of the Spurs dynasty. So, like, I don't understand why people consider Bill Russell a top 10 player of all time.
All right, Knocker, I'm going to give you the floor here. Now, I just want to put I'm going to just let you guys handle this conversation here because you guys are pretty much the basketball guys here. I'm more, 80s, 90s basketball. But Russell played at a time when the NBA only had a certain amount of teams and a certain amount of talent, and that's all I'll say about that.
You always bring that up like it's a
the
bad
truth.
thing. No, it just means that it wasn't watered down. In order to make an NBA team when there's only 10 teams, you had to be good. You couldn't just be average. You couldn't be so-so. There were only okay, you can all you want. You can all you want. Now,
You're going to take Bill Russell or Shaq. Which one are you taking?
No, because he's not big enough to play in today's game. The players are bigger and they're more talented. I'm not going to argue that point. I'd be stupid to argue that point. Shaq one-on-one with Bill Russell will eat him up.
By the time the Celtics won those championships, the NBA is nowhere near the competition level.
No,
it's not even close.
I am not going to give you that.
It's not close.
Because
please tweet us, people. Go ahead, Knock. Go ahead. I'm going to let you go. I'll shut up.
You have to take eras in these sports, like football and basketball. You have to take eras. These were the greatest players on earth at the time. Okay? You had the Knicks, had great basketball teams. You had the Sixers that had great basketball teams. You had the Lakers. You had the San Francisco Warriors. There were good teams with really good players, but not one of those teams could break through for 11 straight years. Okay, stats, Cam, I'm not a stats guy. Stats don't mean shit to me. They don't, okay? Because you can pad your stats, whatever. Wilt was 7'2". Nobody else was over 6'9" at the time, okay? But Wilt, if you ever saw him play in his prime, could do everything that Kevin Durant is doing. Everything. He could dribble. He was a globetrotter, for God's sakes. He was an incredibly gifted athlete, so far ahead of his time, he could do whatever he wanted on a basketball floor. So you want to compare Shaq and his dominance during his era? Wilt was the same way as an individual player.
Would you say there was maybe 2% black people playing at the time that Bill Russell played?
Which brings me to my point.
No,
which
there
brings
wasn't
me to
that
my
many
point
black
of,
people in the NBA.
of legacy things. I think that besides the 11 rings, what is Bill Russell's legacy mark in the NBA? All those guys I listed left a move or something that made them dominant that everybody uses now.
Okay, well, if you're looking for one thing that he did better than anybody else at that time, okay, and better than anybody does now, you go back and watch film. He was the best shot blocker in the league for years, and he didn't just block shots to get on ESPN, try and send them 10 rows deep. He went up and blocked the shot to start a fast break. He would block the shot with so much control, it was an outlet pass. Unbelievably gifted in that particular part of the game. He made shot blocking an art. He was the best at it, and that's what he was known for, controlling. And it drove him nuts to watch these knuckleheads who would just swat a ball into the fourth row because everybody would ooh and ah when you just gave up a possibility of 2 points if you'd have gone up there, known where your teammates were, and tipped the ball under control to one of your teammates to start a fast break. If you're looking for something that he brought to the game, that's what he brought to the game. Plus, just the will to win.
Is he in your top 10?
The will to win.
Is he in your top 10?
You have to, because you have to consider eras. Now, no, he is not as good an athlete as the players today.
An NBA all-time top list. Put whatever categories you want to make that list.
I don't think he's top 5. You know what?
I don't think he's top 5 at all. No, he's not in my. He's not even in my top 10. I think Kobe's above a Bill Russell
as an individual
saying,
player.
I don't
probably not.
I
but
don't
as
think
a winner,
I don't think Bill Russell. I don't think Bill Russell's a top 5 center. Like, I don't.
I won't give you
really
that.
Don't.
There are no centers anymore. You just played in an era when it was a center.
No, and
he's 6'8", playing against
Chris
Wilt
Rocker,
and Nate Thurman and Willis Reed.
I take him over Duncan.
Don't tell me you're taking Bill Russell over Kareem and Wilt.
No, I'm taking him over Duncan, though. I'm taking him over Duncan.
No, not as an individual player. But he was great in his own right, and you cannot deny the fact that they willed themselves to 11 straight championships.
Okay.
It never happened again. You can't just write him off as a average player. That's like saying Havlicek on those teams is average player. You know, Sat Sanders, Don Nelson. They had very good basketball players for their time. Now, if you're going to say an athlete playing basketball in 1960 to 70 is as good as the players are today, no, I can't argue that. I
Cam, wrap it up. I'll give you your last shot here. What do you got?
I struggle when you look at him being considered a top 10 player of all time, because I don't consider him a top 5 player for his position. So if you're telling me that 5 guys are better than him at his position, which I'll give you, and we go by eras, we go at the 60s when Bill Russell started fading, you had Wilt, and then you had a combination of Moses Malone, right, coming from the ABA. Moses Malone was something that we've never seen in the amount of numbers that he put up. But even he won 3 championships. We're splitting hairs when all these other guys have won championships, but I just don't see where Bill Russell absolutely dominated the game like these other guys did. So
well, he did for his era. I think the problem is you have to do this in eras. There's just no other way to do it.
Well,
who's the most dominant center between 1960 and 1975?
We can agree though that he's not a top 5 all-time player. So we will agree on that. All right, Cam. I want to keep you on. I know you're driving in traffic here, so let's.
No, he's not. He's inching in traffic.
He's inching in traffic. That would be the word. Let's cover.
He's got sticky notes for God's sakes on his steering wheel.
Let's move on here and let's cover a little bit here in the NFL, as we had a big weekend of football last week, and it got crazy. A couple controversial calls. A couple big games.
Don't even get me started on this.
Showing up.
Do not even
Here
get
we
me
go.
started on this.
It's NFL time, people. There's a reason why majority of America, if you don't live in Boston or Massachusetts, why you hate the Patriots. And it showed once again why America hates the Patriots. And
it showed why the Steelers can never beat the Patriots, because they don't know how to win games and they're undisciplined.
No, I'm not going to agree with you on that, Cam.
They won that game.
They won that game on that catch.
Sorry, Big Ben. You know what, Josh, though? You can't come back the next couple plays, though, and Big Ben threw that stupid interception.
Yes, he did.
The Patriots would never do that. They're taking the field goal. You know it.
No, I agree with you. They're kicking the field goal, especially being at home. You kick the field goal, and you take your chances. Renee, what is that? Is that?
Oh, it's another call coming in.
Oh, who is that? Who's coming? We can bring him into the line. Is it Dizzy?
I don't know. I think it might be Falcon.
Can we conference him?
Who's on the line?
No.
Yeah, it's
caller.
Hey, what's up, bud? It's Murph.
Oh, what up, Murph?
I'll put his number.
They mentioned the
I'll put his
Patriots.
name in the phone because it didn't come up as Murph.
Now
for sure.
he calls.
Now he calls because we're talking Patriots, Steelers here.
Well,
Murph.
you asked. Here I am.
Thank you. I do appreciate that, sir. I just wish it was under different circumstances where I could say, ha, 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 you lost. But instead, you find some way to win. And as you guys know, I'm not a Patriots hater because Brady is one of my favorite players ever. But there is something to the fact that everything seems to go the Patriots' way in a critical game. They always seem to get the call. And Murph, I respect you because you are a true Patriots fan, and you even said that was a catch and a touchdown. Am I not correct?
Did. You did. You are absolutely right. I said it was a catch and it was a touchdown. And my point being is, folks, there is nobody behind a curtain. The great and powerful Oz is not back there saying, let's give this to the Pats. How many of you guys were saying, yeah, Gronk got burned week 1 against Kansas City when the same call happened to him and the Pats were about to go up 14-0?
No,
you know what? But here's the difference.
Anyone?
Murph. Yeah, me. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's the difference. Okay, and for all you people that call me stupid and that I don't know what I'm talking about, you can all pound sand, okay? The rule as it's written in black and white, yes, that's not a catch. That's not the spirit of the rule. That is not why the rule was put in place. The difference between this catch and between Gronk's catch was he was engaged with the defender. I can understand that. When you're engaged with the defender.
No, he wasn't engaged with the defender. He was falling down. He made the catch. He's falling down. He didn't keep control through the bottom of the catch. The turf cannot cause a fumble.
Thank you.
But the turf can cause an incomplete pass.
Correct, and that's idiocy.
I didn't bitch about it week 1. I'm not going to bitch about it now because, quite frankly, it went in my favor this time.
Hey, that's why I like him, though. I like Murph because he is, I respect that about him.
I'm not. Listen, if that did not get overturned, I would not have bitched.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people on Twitter sending me the picture.
I would not have bitched. I thought it was a catch from the get-go. They turned it.
So
they overturned it. What am I going to do?
Yeah, well, here's my problem with all this, Murph. Here's my problem with this. If you're a running back, okay, you get a handoff or you catch a swing pass, you've established control, right? So when you get near the goal line, all this diving for the pylon, right? It breaks the plane inside the pylon, and then the guy hits the ground and the ball pops out. Well, he broke the plane with the ball. These guys that are diving, right? That's my problem here. That's my problem. This particular catch, he was a runner. He controlled the ball. Nobody was tackling him. He turned and lunged for the goal line in the same fashion a quarterback does on a sneak going over the pile, and the same thing as a running back. The rule has to be changed for something like that because it's just wrong. Well, I'm with you. The ground cannot cause a fumble. For all you idiots out there telling me that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I understand that it's a receiver and it's a pass play and it's not a fumble. Okay? I understand that. But that's not the spirit of the rule. That's not the intent of the rule. And that's not common sense.
Yeah.
Dude caught the ball, lunged over the doggone line, and lost it when it hit the ground. As soon as it broke the plane, it was a touchdown.
Murph,
that's all there is to
it.
And that's exactly what I said and exactly the argument that I made when people asked me how, Murph, how is that a touchdown? I said it. But by the letter of the law, by the way the rule is read, it's not a touchdown.
They had no
choice. So everybody in Pittsburgh can go cry in their fucking Primanti Brothers goddamn sandwiches.
You know what, Murph? I lost a lot of fucking money on that goddamn fucking call, okay? When you got the Steelers minus 3.5, that fucking sucks. I'm going to tell you right now.
Did you notice I didn't? Because I said, and the Pats covered.
Wow. And the Pats covered.
It was
Cam, what's your opinion, Cam?
I was going to say, I'll interject with 2 points. Don't you think the rule's been confused by what is considered a football move? So I know you have to
No, it's not. The football move was removed from the terminology. There is no football move anymore. So you can forget about that. That was taken out when it was brought up the fact that you have to control the ball through to the ground when you are diving for a football. There was no contact.
don't
Nope.
they consider you having control of the ball when you usually have 2 steps? Otherwise, that's the difference between that and an incompletion.
But he didn't have
So that-
2 steps. He fell to the
Yeah,
ground
I-
as he's making the catch, and he turned his body.
Yeah.
If you want to consider turning your body a football move,
I do.
okay, I'll give that to you.
Yes.
But you've still got to maintain control through to the ground. If he had fallen down and monkey rolled into the fucking end zone, he would have had a touchdown.
Correct.
But he didn't.
But
And then
Murph,
after
what,
that-
doesn't the ball
and then-
just have to break the plane? That's
Only
the
if you're
thing.
a running back.
If you're only if you're a running
That's
back,
such
only if you're a
bullshit.
quarterback,
Yes,
only if you're
such
running with the ball.
bullshit.
And so here's my second point as to why I don't feel sympathy for the Steelers. They still had a shot to win the game.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Big
right.
Ben doesn't
No,
throw that
ultimately, yes.
interception.
Well,
They
That's
sat
a
there.
terrible
They
play.
sat there. How long was that fucking was that break?
Yeah.
Oh,
How long
yes.
was
That's
it?
my
Agree.
point.
Yes. And they
Ben,
How
didn't
long
get a
was
play.
it?
I
Ben,
And
agree.
you
what did
gotta
they
throw
do?
the ball
Ben
away,
Murph.
Roethlisberger is on
Panicked.
his knees praying to Jesus.
Yep.
And
I agree with you totally, man.
Tomlin is trying to figure out how he can keep his eyes in his socket and get through the goddamn press conference because he already knows he's going to blow it. They had no plays. They had nothing.
So
He's
great.
screaming.
So-
They're showing tonight on the turning point.
Love it.
Tomlin screaming, "We can't clock it. We can't clock it. Run a play. Run a play." He is the dumbest motherfucker that ever walked the face of the earth, and the people of Pittsburgh should be pissed off that he wasted Ben Roethlisberger's fucking time in the goddamn NFL. There is nobody in the history of this league as a head coach who has done less with more than Mike Tomlin. That's what you people should all be pissed off at. Not the fact
Dude, Murph,
that the
bring it.
Patriots got another break, because they didn't get a break on the Tuck rule, because that same season they got burned on the same call in the game against the Jets. Okay, they got burned against the Jets when they sat there and they pushed into the line. Oh no, we can't do that. It's only we have to change the rules when it works out for the goddamn Patriots.
Yeah, like the
When it
the
does
snowplow, right?
Nobody's up in arms over anything because everybody's
I
just
think-
happy that Tom Brady lost.
I think the point that Murph makes is a really good one, and the fact is that after the review and everything that's done
Right.
up until that next play,
That's what they came
that
up
is
with.
the reason that nobody will pick the Steelers.
Yeah, I agree,
Right.
That's the
man.
reason
You've
nobody
been
will ever
saying it
pick
all
the
year.
Steelers
I know.
over the Patriots.
All right, lastly, Murph, I want to keep you on real quick. 'Cause I appreciate you calling in, man, because I know you had something to say. And I agree, man. The Steelers, despite what happened with that call,
They
they
still
still
should've
had
won the game.
plenty of time to win the game at home. And you're right, Tomlin
Yep.
fucked it up. He should have just should have just thrown the ball down and spiked it, kicked the field goal. You're at home.
I
and
don't
gone.
agree. I don't have a problem with them going for the win because they were going to lose in overtime.
No,
And they knew-
I don't
No,
know.
Josh, they were going to lose in overtime. They knew it.
They were gonna lose
the
in overtime.
Patriots knew it. The world knew it. So I don't have a problem with them going
It's
for
the
the
play.
touchdown.
Yeah,
It's
the play is bad,
Yeah.
Murph. The
Okay,
play
if
is.
it's not
How do you
open,
throw into that
throw it.
coverage?
Yeah.
How do you
Right.
do that?
Yes.
It's like the Seahawks throwing the same thing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not the Patriots' fault. The
You're
Seahawks
right.
threw a
You're
asshole
right.
pass
You know-
to
You're
try and
right.
win the game.
You're right.
Roethlisberger lost that game because he forgot
Just like Russell Wilson
what the hell
lost
was
the game.
going.
Just
Exactly.
like Russell
It's not the
Wilson did.
Patriots' fault that the other guys
Right.
are idiots.
Yep, I agree.
You know what loses football games in the NFL? Balls.
Yes.
When you think your balls are
When your
bigger
balls-
than somebody else's,
yeah, Murph is-
and you're not
you
using
know,
your brains, when you
he's
put your
intelligent
balls
man.
ahead of your brains, you lose football games,
Murph,
and then you lose
you
my
got it.
man's money.
You got it, man. Lastly, Murph,
I had 5
appreciate
kids.
you
I'm
calling
constantly putting my balls in front of my brain.
What do you have to say? Also, okay, just because NFL has just been shot, you got refs literally laughing in the camera because they know just bullshit is happening. Especially in that, as much as I'm a Cowboys fan, you fold a piece of paper and you put it between the ball and the thing. Like,
Unbelievable.
what is that?
What the fuck is that? I have no idea what that is.
Unbelievable.
You don't
None.
have the fucking technology
You know
to put
what
a
that is?
sensor inside the first down marker. To like, I don't understand. Like, I
Well, who
don't
decides
get
the
it.
thickness of the
And
paper?
the ref is laughing. The ref
Right.
is
Right.
laughing.
But who decided the thickness of the paper?
Well,
Right.
it's a standard cue card, so that all NFL referees use to make their
Standard
notes
cardstock
on
knockers.
yeah,
Murph
timeouts and
knows.
everything.
Right.
So that's what they have to use.
Murph knows.
That's
All
the
Show me the rule.
explanation.
Show me
That's
the
the
rule that
explanation
says
I
the
got
width of the
today.
paper that you measure with is this.
Right.
Show me the rule.
Right. What?
All I know is that we all know
next
the
time I'm
Raiders
bringing a
beat
freaking
this now,
paperback.
and that
Go ahead,
Paper
Cam.
beats Raiders, all right? If they
That's
throw
it. Paper
rocks,
beats
Paper
Raiders.
beats Raiders. That's awesome. Oh, man, we got to end on that note. Hey, Murph, I appreciate you calling in, dude. You know
Welcome,
we
guys.
love you on Twitter. I appreciate
Have a great one.
I
Merry
do.
Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas
Murph.
to you and your family. Hey, I want
Hey, where
some
can
of
they
that.
find you?
No,
Pump
I want
yourself
some
up.
of your lasagna. Send us some of that
Right.
lasagna you keep making every night. Please.
I think
Appreciate
he's
it.
gone. I think he's gone.
All right, he's gone. I want some of lasagna. He cooks lasagna.
Someone
every
hung up.
night. All right,
Cam,
Knocker.
are you still there?
Cam,
still
Cam,
there.
you're still here.
yeah,
Shit.
hold on. The one thing I have to say about that last play where Roethlisberger threw the interception, the other two receivers should be as just as much fault because
No.
they literally stand on the line of scrimmage and
No.
stand there and
No.
do nothing.
No, you're the quarterback. It's on you. If he's not open, wide open, don't throw the freaking ball when there's 4 DBs in the area.
Yeah, true.
You just don't do it. You
yes,
take
but
the tie. Don't blame
I'm
the other
saying I
receivers.
agree
Don't
with
blame
that.
anybody else, Cam. It's all on
There's gotta be-
Ben.
Knocker, there's got to be some point, though, where you've got to, as a wide receiver, help your quarterback.
Well, I understand that,
He
but the
didn't do
quarterback's the
anything.
one with the ball, so if they don't help him, throw it away.
Also, you know what? We
Throw
just
it
had
away.
like a good half hour of sport. Like that was some good shit
I
right
think the rule sucks.
there. And Murph, I lost a lot of money. I'm still
Yeah.
pissed off about it. Really, Cam,
Yeah,
we're gonna let you
Knocker.
get back to track. Go ahead, finish off. We got 30 seconds. Go.
What I was going to say, Knocker, what's your opinion on the Raiders rule on the touchback fumble?
Should the rule be good? If you
Oh,
fumble
no.
at the end zone, should you get the ball back, or do you like the rule?
No, he lost control
But
of
you
the
like
ball.
that rule? That's what he's asking.
Yes, I like the rule.
Okay.
You can't just throw the ball
So-
out there hoping. If you lose it,
Well,
you lose it.
I-
It's a fumble.
I totally agree with you. I don't understand why people don't like that rule. I
No,
don't get it.
it's
You
the
have
rule.
100 yards of a football field to not lose it.
I
Just don't
agree.
lose it in that area.
I
He
agree,
had, he
Cam.
had no reason to do that.
Follow
Go out of
Cam.
bounds.
Follow Cam on Twitter. C Bullock1. Cam, we love you. Don't get too pissed off in traffic, man. It's a Christmas season. All right.
I think he
All
probably.
right, I'm calling right now, but
Love you,
let's see how
brother.
it goes.
Dad Burlington! Dad, you are staying in the house. Dad Burlington when we get back, folks.